Psychological horror, a term used to describe media that instead of relying on jump scares, terrifies the viewer by messing with their mind. This is normally done through the environment and atmosphere, building up tension, putting you at unease, maybe believing you might be subjected to a jump scare, but nothing actually happening. I've played a lot of Roblox psychological horror games on this channel, ranging from Jim's Computer to Beyond the Shelf and Let Him Go. Today, I found some more that talk about abuse, murder, and suicide. So sit back, relax, and let's look into the most disturbing Roblox psychological horror games ever made. Judgment Day. You wake up in your house to find out Judgment Day is near. Your house is an absolute mess, so you must tidy up your house before God arrives. Day 1 begins by telling us that God is coming in 4 days. This addresses the psychological horror of the game straight away, the fear of the unknown, and the impending doom that is this so-called God. We don't know what God is. All we know is that he is coming, and that there is nothing we can do about it. Our first objective is to clean the walls of the house. However, we probably should find some supplies before cleaning. The TV turns on and tells us that the first trumpet has blown because a third of the trees have burned. How has this happened? We collect them up from the bathroom and then start to clean the walls. Very clean. Nice and shiny. As good as new. After cleaning the last wall, we go to sleep, getting a day closer to meeting God. Day 2. God is coming in 3 days. Our objective for today is to feed. Prepare a meal and leave it on the table. You what now? Who are we preparing a meal for? The TV now tells us that the confirmed day of judgment begins in 3 days and the third of sea has turned to blood, killing the sea life. We head to the kitchen and take a carrot out of the fridge. We start chopping away and prompted to look back. Don't look back, 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 look back, don't look back, look back. What was that? We place the meal on the table and then go back to bed. Day 3. God is coming in 2 days. Our objective today is to fix. Adjust the radio dials to get the correct frequency. The TV also tells us that the confirmed day of judgment begins in 2 days and the third of the sun and moon has stopped shining. We grab some batteries and then start turning the radio dials to get the correct frequency.
Now we can hear you too.
Wait, what? We head back to bed. Day 4. God is coming in 1 day. Our final objective before Judgment Day is to board all the windows and doors in the house. So by collecting the panels, we start boarding up our windows and then our doors. The TV also tells us that a third of mankind has been killed. After boarding up all the doors and windows, we go back to bed. Day 5. God is near. We wake up to immediately see that all our paintings have turned to 2 creepy eyes. Our objective is null and God is coming in 45 seconds. We now have to wait in panic until God arrives. With God is coming being shouted in our ears, progressively getting louder and louder. As the countdown finishes, we are told that God is here. This game was heavily inspired by Squirrel Stapler, made by David Szymanski, who also created Iron Lung, another very good psychological horror game. You can play Squirrel Stapler through a Roblox recreation named Rat Stapler, where you have to kill rats to staple to your dearly beloved, so she can become as beautiful as the rodents of the wood. This game is weird. On the wall, God is coming in 5 days is written in blood. This again gives you fear of this unknown entity, knowing it's on its way and there's nothing you can do about it. Each day plays out with you killing rats and then stapling them to your dearly beloved. Ghost rats and rat bears show up to cause you torment. But as the days go by, you just know it's only a matter of time for God to make itself known. And as the final day arrives, the game carries on as normal. The world stays the same. Instead of doing some grand change to tell you that all hell is about to break loose, you just carry on hunting rats. This is until you kill the last one. The final countdown starts to play as the creepy God is coming music plays in the background. There is nothing you can do now, only to wait for God. What makes these games so scary is not due to any jump scares, but rather the unnerving presence of shadow entities and evil rats, than the knowledge that God is coming. The final countdown is the scariest part of the 2 games, as it gives you a time limit until something bad happens. The wait is horrifying. There are more endings to Judgment Day, like on day 3, when after you fix the radio, instead of going straight to bed, you go to computer and gamble. You go to computer and buy a mystery box. It is delivered to your front door the next day, but for some reason, it is censored. You place the items you get from the box on your paintings and even your TV. The final day carries on the same, with God is Coming playing in the background, but instead of the game crashing, the power of the Lord compels you! The power of the Lord compels you! The power of the Lord compels you! The power of the...
You may have killed me, but I remain. I may have died, but soon judgment will reign. The depths now call, so dark yet true. A reserved fate awaits for you.
The good ending sees you send God to the depths of hell. Now the bad ending all revolves around a trapdoor in your bedroom. Completely forgot where I left the key to this. On day 2, after preparing the meal for God, this time you're not supposed to leave it on the table and instead go straight to bed. Now after you correct the frequency on the radio, something else is said.
You have disappointed us.
I didn't know my parents run this game. Now our key can be found in the toilet bowl and then we go back to bed. On the final day, we can now enter the trapdoor. I should enter the basement before they arrive. This leads to a dark staircase that leads down.
Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Why?
Do not be afraid, for your savior is here. He is near. Why do you resist? The body is temporary. The purpose is eternal. In the bad ending, we get killed in our basement by some unknown entity. Finally, there's the forbidden ending that happens on day 3, where you start to find little invisible blocks that link colours to numbers. After finding all 4, to find out the order, you look at some building blocks on your side table, then input the numbered code in your bathroom. This unlocks a secret passage next to your toilet that leads to some mud tunnels with a ritual at the end.
You aren't supposed to be here.
Cute Girl 555 is a psychological horror game about the worst fear, women. This game starts off weird, but gets more disturbing as time goes on, with the ending being very shocking. When loading the game, it's immediately disturbing, as there is a turning black figure with demonic music playing in the background. When selecting Y, we show a red outline of a tree and a woman, and then the world loads in, giving us control over the player character. Behind where we spawn is a massive black pillar. There's not much to it right now, but it is hiding something. There is also a house here, but currently it's locked. However, we do find the key hanging from a tree. This allows us to go into the house and confront Girl 555, who has a very creepy face. Hello there, who might you be? The scene is so disturbing as for some reason she has decomposing meat sat right in front of her. Is it animal or could it be human meat? And will we be her next victim? She then starts to ask us a list of strange questions, like if we believe in God or if dogs and rats have free will. However, things start to take a dark turn. Do you feel your hands? Let me out. Be patient, please. Let me out. We start to beg to be let out. Does this mean we're trapped within this game, being held hostage by Cute Girl 555? Do you want to leave already? Yes. Please just stay. No. Stay. No. Stay. No. Girl 555 then tasks us to hunt squirrels so we can make dinner. So we pick up a gun that's on the front door and we use it to hunt them down to collect for dinner. This is so strange. We return to Cute Girl 555 and place the squirrels on the table. Thank you, sweetie. Can I call you that? No. Heh. I don't care. What else does this girl care about? Boundaries? Consent? Thanks for the meal. Too bad I don't eat meat. And what was the gun for? That's for later. What do you mean by that? Then what is that on your plate? Meat. Why'd you have that? The flies brought it here. What? She starts to yap about random things, including how our thoughts lets us choose what to do. For example, if we eat something delicious, we can think to ourselves, that was so good, I want another bite. So you focus on that thought to take another bite. What the actual I thought she said she didn't eat meat. She then asks if we think she's alive. No? She doesn't seem to like our response and walks away. I hate you. You don't know how it is for me. Anyways, it's almost unfair how we feel and think is not entirely up to us. I guess it's stupid to complain about it. This makes me believe that she may be sentient and know she's an NPC. Oh, the lamp died. Can you get some oil, sweetie? It should be at the top of the mountain. Because the lamp went out, Girl 555 now tasks us to go find oil on a mountain. When getting to the top, we collect one of the many bottles. Who leaves bottles on the mountain like this? Heading back, we give it to Girl 555, who uses the bottle for something very disturbing. You found it. Thank you, sweetie. Did you know that in this world, it all goes black when you die? But in your world, when you die, for some reason, Girl 555 starts dousing herself in the oil. You go to hell. Why did you do that? I am going to cook myself herself. Why? Because I am hungry. Excuse me, what? And stupid. Clearly. Anyways, everyone in your world is going to hell. She then sets herself ablaze. What the hell is wrong with this girl? However, she's not dead, and she gets back up. Heaven was in earth, but God took heaven away after the first sin. While hell always existed in Saturn, God always intended to use it. You humans even recorded a glimpse of how hell sounds like, so you should know it's a real place. Just listen to the non-aliens of screams coalescing into the sound of hell. The screams of humans, apes, dogs, rats, mice. We are then shown a picture of Saturn, the planet where Girl 555 claims that hell resides in. We are then transported to another world, and we see another red outline of a tree and a girl. This time, the house is already unlocked, but there is no girl here. The door also locks behind us, but we do find a guitar, and when turning around, Girl 556 shows herself. She's obviously meant to represent a goth alt baddie. She teaches us how to use the guitar. Play the F key. Good job. Now play the G key. Nice. And then leaves us outside so we can play music together and pass the time. As she plays the piano, she talks about a girl that visits her occasionally and also talks about how she is religious. She stops playing the piano and takes us to church. She wants us to lead the prayer, so we head up to the altar and pick up cute girl 555's burnt head. What the hell? Dear God, thank you for squirrels. Thank you for girls. Thank you for breath and everything else. Amen. That was the worst prayer I've ever heard. We then head to that massive black box from before and sit on a bench next to girl 556. The walls come down, revealing a graveyard of girl heads. These are the heads of all previous 554 girls. Girl 112 is also here and tells us to place the head within the graveyard. We place the head and then we are told to sit back on the bench. Girl 112 then sets all the heads on fire. The psychological horror of this game definitely comes from the fact that these girls look weird as hell. Then the ending showing the decapitated heads of the previous women. Let's now look into Everything Goes Here 1989, an analog psychological horror game that is very disturbing. The game is separated into different tapes, with the first one simply called Tape Number 1. When playing the tape, it starts off with you clicking arrows to travel through different rooms, with some being very dark and grungy. After passing a dinner hall, we find a note placed on the floor saying, "This is the end," written by someone called Dinara. Some creepy entity then reveals itself.
Hello, you have made a grave mistake. You're not supposed to see this, but choices has been made. Chances of escape are slim. You must complete your trial, and most importantly, survive till the end.
We're now placed in a room with two doors, constantly switching between two arrows, trying our best to survive. Using the sounds made by clicking the arrows, we complete the first trial.
You have made the first trial. This is not the end, yet.
The entity leaves, and now we start traversing more rooms. We start off in an apartment, then enter some corridor, and then what seems to be a garage, then some dark room, then the subway, then an office block, then a classroom, then a sports hall, then an underground corridor, then some shops, and then we are confronted by some shadow figure. We are now told about a horrifying crime that was committed in February of 1989. When getting to the residence of the Raynoch family, they found the house engulfed in flames. The corpses of the family, including the young daughter and son, were found burnt alive. When searching the residence, the investigators found a tape. This VHS was the most disturbing thing anyone had ever laid their eyes upon. It showed the father, Kyle Raynoch, set the house on fire to then call his family home, where he would abuse his wife as the children cried in agony. What now follows is that disturbing tape of the family being burnt alive. We click on the garage and enter to pick up the canister of gasoline. We then start to douse each room of the household. And after we douse the final room, we call a wife. Those final two images were showing Dinara Raynoch burnt alive and Kyle Raynoch killing himself. We now unlock another tape labelled Log Number 12 that puts in the shoes of a police officer who must have come to the Raynoch family household days before the incident. We confront Kyle Raynoch and with the use of a search warrant, investigate the household. Blood, shattered glass, and an exposed knife can all be found, which Kyle just shrugs off, saying he dropped a wine bottle and his wife left out the knife. A faint smell starts to come from the basement.
Don't go down the basement!
We explore the corridors until...
Unfortunate.
We are told to kill him, dismembering the body of the policeman. The screams are horrifying. This must be in the eyes of Kyle Rayner, killing the police officer before he found out too much. Seems like he might have been a serial killer, and the reason why he burned down the house was to hide all the evidence. Another tape is password locked, but if you input 1989, it shows Diana, Kyle's wife, confront him about how he kidnaps innocents to lock them in a room. The final tape, though, called Insania, talks about the disappearance of a young boy.
How does one achieve their dream? To achieve your dream, what does one do first? You wake up.
You must be in the shoes of this missing child, as they are injured, trying to find an exit from the basement.
Do you remember your name? Do you even realize that you're no longer alive?
He also seems to be dead. The boy was known as Archie Lennington, age 7, who was reported missing. I'm guessing he was once one of the many victims of Kyle Rayner. As the tape continues, we're shown the build-up to Archie's kidnapping. As he walks through fields and enters a forest, he's confronted by a figure. This must resemble Kyle Rayner, who leads him to his home. This is where he stabs him to death. This game is very disturbing, not using jump scares, but instead messing with the player's mind, showing graphic imagery with horrifying sounds to display the horror of Kyle Rayner's murderous tendencies. Next up is Sonic Saves Robloxia, a sonic.exe Roblox game that has gained significant popularity recently. The psychological horror for this game comes from the fact that it disguises itself as a classic Roblox obby before slowly revealing itself to be a very disturbing horror game.
Do my senses deceive me? They do not. A soul floats adrift in front of me, a lost one at that. If you are to find your way, you have to forfeit the beaten path you are roaming in. This world hides more than it shows. Remember that.
The game initially has you progress a Sonic-style adventure map where you help try and stop Dr. Eggman's plan of taking over Robloxia. After completing a set of parkour and puzzles, whilst also talking to Sonic, Tails, and saving Knuckles from prison, we catch up to Dr. Eggman, defeating him and saving Robloxia, then go to Green Hills to celebrate with everyone. However, this is not the end, nowhere near.
You've beaten the game, but this isn't what you came for, is it? I'll give you a hint. Recall to when you both first met. Beyond the boundaries, a secret is kept. One corner hides the vein between worlds. Pass it, and soon his game unfurls.
The voice gives us a hint to find a corner that reveals the veil between two worlds. In the starting area, if we go for a tight gap, we can find a secret room. The upbeat music has subsided, and the colours have become distorted. There is writing on the wall saying,
When I arrived, you gazed at my grace. Now you turn away, hiding your face.
This is a riddle, and to complete this puzzle, you must turn each statue till you're facing away from the centre obelisk.
In the sinister tower hides the devil's eyes.
You now have to leave to progress further. The place where you activated the bombs from before, there's a tower, and when climbing it, a pair of creepy eyes can be found, and when clicking on them, we are transported to another world. We are surrounded by hands reaching out, and there are 4 different coloured orbs that sit in the middle. These resemble parts of a person, being the heart, soul, mind, and body. Reading each riddle, we match the words and place each orb in the hands that reach out. Soul matches to the living from dreams riddle. Heart matches to holding on to what could have been. The mind matches up to the shape from events that came before. Finally, body matches to a temple starting off pristine. After successfully completing this puzzle, Sonic has disappeared. We can now go underground. Dr. Eggman and Knuckles are also not here. We can instead enter one of the prison cells. After pulling a lever, it reveals a secret room. Here we have to read another riddle once again, this time paying attention to the route described and creating a path between the orbs. From the Roblox character, we start the route going 2 steps forward, then turning left, taking 4 more steps. Now turning north, taking 3 more steps. Afterwards, turning right, taking a further 2 steps. Finally going forward once more, taking the last 2 steps. This puts you in first person, surrounded by white clouds. The music is distorted and creepy. Try to navigate, we finish the game as normal, but as we get to Green Hills, we now find ourselves in a black and white world, with grey Roblox characters wandering around us. They have words surrounding them saying, "Kill me, I don't like this, and must resist." Climbing a mountain, we find a picture of Tails. This transports us to a cave, where we have become some sort of worm-like creature. As we traverse the caves, we find Tails chained with signs surrounding him saying traitor. We get closer, where a cutscene plays as we possess Tails, breaking from the chains, even ripping off one of his arms.
How curious. I've not felt a presence quite like this. Great potential lies within you. Let us make use of that, shall we?
Taking control of Tails, we pick up a torch and go deeper into the caves.
Hurry now, follow the path I have laid before you. Ah, my beautiful Eden. Cross the broken path, and beware of the pit. Enough exposure to it can drive someone mad.
We enter a hellish landscape and have to jump down into the pit so we can make our way to the other side of the bridge. As we get deeper, analog horror looking faces flash on our screen as a menacing sound gets louder if we go deeper. However, if we go too deep, we die, being shown a very disturbing image of Tails' corpse. Using vines, we ascend back up, getting to a mountain. Falling through a pit, we get sent to a dungeon. This is where the true horrors lie in waiting. Here we find a sign telling us we need to find 3 totems and assemble them to earn our freedom.
Rise and shine. My powers diminished in the area you now find yourself in. You have to fend off for yourself. Fortunately, I was still able to leave this message here in order to guide you. This maze hides totems that need to be brought and assembled back together. I sense that there are 3 of them in total. Complete this task and you shall earn your freedom. May luck be on your side.
We also find a dead Tails and take his torch. Since we are also Tails, this means that he is being constantly cloned to be tortured by whatever is down here. Paper surrounds him, telling us to hide and not make a sound. We enter the maze and start to explore, searching for the 3 totems. Around the area, we can find rooms with more corpses of Tails. Some have his arms ripped off as blood leaks from the body, and some have their tails ripped from their back. However, we do find one of the totems here. Unfortunately, this is when the creature shows itself. This beast hunts us down, using sound to find us. There is no explanation to what it is. Maybe a mutant version of Sonic, or just some horrifying creature. You can try to run, you can try to hide, but it is no use.
No, please!
If it manages to get you, it will rip you apart, showing that same disturbing image of Tails' dead body. I didn't realize this initially, but you do actually have a map. It doesn't tell you how to get around the maze, but instead tells you where you have been, whilst also telling you where the altar is to put the totems. This made exploring the maze easier, as you knew where you had previously have been. There are also letters here that give some lore for the game, mentioning a master who gives guidance, who is known as him. Using the map, we make our way through the maze, collecting the totem heads as we narrowly avoid the giant beast. After placing each head on the designated altars, we're transported to the final world. A sonic.exe image can be seen in the sky of this grey field. A figure is in the distance, who we can communicate with, named Raycon.
Gaze into the infinite sea and appreciate the still air while you can, because a storm is brewing, and you cannot avoid it for long, no matter how much you resist. Fate has your name written in its tumultuous waters.
This is where the game ends, a very disturbing horror game influenced by sonic.exe. I don't fully understand the story behind it, but it seems that Tails has done something that has labelled him a traitor by Sonic potentially. Now he is forced to survive in a maze as he tries to escape a massive beast, and if he dies, he's resurrected to do it again and again with a never-ending nightmare. Who this Raycon is, I don't know, but I'm guessing he is this him that was mentioned in the letter, the person who was guiding us from the very beginning. Let's now look into Happy Family, a psychological horror game all about family abuse. What a happy day! What a happy day to wake up! Happy! I'm always happy, and will always be happy. Happy, happy, happy! We start off in our bedroom and can find paintings on our wall discussing someone called Mark, who seems to be a shadow entity. I'm hungry. Mum usually wakes us up for breakfast, but not this time, I guess. Guessing is fun. Breakfast is good. I like when Mum wakes us up. Hunger is funny. The strange way we talk is clearly to symbolize that we are a child. We now leave the room to check on Mum for breakfast.
Happy, happy, happy!
What the hell? Why don't I feel happy? I'm always happy. I feel unhappy. I feel happy. We start to explore the house and find a man sitting on a sofa in the lounge, stinking. Is this guy dead? Better not wake him up. We then finally go to the kitchen to see our mother. Mum, I feel happy and unhappy. You're happy and always happy. Yes, Mum. You kids are staying up late. It messes with your happy mind. Why don't you go and tell your siblings to come eat? Yes, Mum. She leaves and tasks us to go find our siblings. We enter our brother Zach's room, who is very rude and has a problem with people not knocking. We then enter our sister Lily's room.
Good morning.
Breakfast is ready.
Oh, perfect. My stomach is growling.
You look different.
What in the world? After that traumatic event, we go back to the kitchen and eat breakfast. Hey, have you ever noticed Mum never asks Mark to come eat with us? Not asking is strange. Eating together is good.
I think Mark sleeps in the basement, but the basement is always locked. Locked doors are interesting.
The siblings start to talk about Mark, a brother who never joins for breakfast because he's locked in the basement. Strange. And when mentioning it to our mother, she gets very defensive. Hey Mum? Yes, sweetie? How come we never see Mark? We don't talk about Mark. Understood? Yes, Mum. After eating our breakfast, we go to play around the house and be happy until it turns night, where we start to get curious. After cleaning our bedroom, our mother enters our room to say goodnight. When she leaves, we decide to sneak out. We want to find Mark, so we search for the basement key. When exploring, it doesn't seem like our mother is anywhere to be seen, as she's not in her bedroom, or the dining room, and not even in the kitchen. We enter the pantry, and this is where things start to get weird. weird. Black ink tendrils stretch across the room. However, in here, we find the circle key. This allows us to unlock the door next to our bedroom. What the hell? Anyway, in here, we find the heart key. This can be used to unlock the closet in our parents' bedroom. This room is even more stranger. Weird mannequins can be found, with Mark being written everywhere, saying he's Mummy's favourite child. We can also find Zach and Lily's names, with lines drawn through them. We pick up the key and use it to enter the basement. Mum is not going to be very happy. When we enter the basement, a glimpse of a shadow figure can be seen. The basement is very dark, a huge shift from the house we were just in. In a corner, we find a demon.
Get out of here, child.
Where he just was, we find mannequins with creepy smiles surrounding children. We also find a man sat on the floor. It is said that this is our father, so who was that stinking man sitting on the couch? If you step in a bear trap, you're confronted by Mark's friend. Hey, you are trapped. You must play my game. We then cross a bridge. Who are they? We pass through some doors, completing some parkour, collecting a black square key. Help me! We use it to unlock a door, leading us to someone named Harness. Hey there, little guy. Want to play a game? I'll take that as a yes. Look at how small you are. You are here for your brother, aren't you? Don't lie to Harness. Don't lie to Papa. Let's play the game. I know you want to. I promise I'll take good care of you. I'll give you the key to my playroom so we can play together. The way this creature speaks is very concerning. He sounds like a child molester. However, he gives us another key. We are then confronted by his brother, Opas. I think I may have dropped something. I will pick it up for you. Just for you, my sugar. What did you call me? He purposely drops the bridge, then raises it, allowing us to go into the playroom. I don't like how that sounds. This is where we're confronted by all three creatures. Welcome to our playroom. We are really happy you joined us. We have the perfect game we can play with each other. We promise it won't hurt you. There is nothing to be afraid of. However, if you manage to win, we will give you a special treat. Let's begin. If we complete their game, they will give us a special treat. Again, I don't like how that sounds. The game is to simply avoid Harness as he drops 2 cylinders onto our head. He aims to squish us, and our goal is just to avoid being squished. What a sad day. I didn't get to squish anyone. I guess I have to give you your treat now, but this will be a special treat. I'm hoping you will like our treat we present you. Let's have some fun together. Come on now. On completing this challenge, we are then confronted by a door with the name Mark written on it, but as we get closer, it moves further and further away. When entering, it was a trick by Harness. You thought you were going to meet your big brother? Too bad. Let me give you your treat. Your treat is... there is no game. You beat the game. Congratulations. Just kidding. We instead get sent to a red world to play Harness's second game, being Tag. He chases us throughout a maze as we need to find a key to unlock a door. I want to get out of here. I'm too scared. This sends us to a bridge with keep going written on signs. It leads to a graveyard. One specific grave is highlighted with Mark written on the headstone. Mark is dead. There is also a JoJo's reference here, because why not? We then enter the house at the back of the graveyard. Am I home? It's our house, but all the rooms are darkened, with doors being locked. However, as we enter the lounge, we find our mother and our siblings with their eyes crossed out. They are dead. Look what happened to your mum. Is this your real mum? How about your brother and sister? Are they real? Your mum doesn't love you. And no one loves you. Zach and Lily are not just your only siblings. You have hundreds of dead siblings. Do you think your mum actually loves you? You're just a replacement. That is the end of Happy Family, and for what I understand, we are a part of an abusive family, where if you're not happy, you get locked in the basement, possibly killed by our mother.